I have less than 5 minutes before this dies out too. If you're listening, then it means that someone has found this. Please let someone find this. For you to fully understand, I have to start, like most stories do, at the beginning. When I was 6 years old, the world started going dark. The color slowly drained from nature's purest and most organic elements. Dirt turned from a rich, earthy brown to one of a toneless gray. The ocean, and in turn the sky, turned from vibrant blues to sterile whites. The sun lost its blinding yellow. The heat it once gave off turned cool, and without the color of the earth, the vegetables lost their green. Fruits lost their vibrancy, and flowers lost their ability to make people smile. Pop-Pop's stories turned from the war to what colors his garden had once been. I used to look up into Gran's deep black eyes, and she would tell me the day she got engaged, with a bouquet of 100 different shades of purple. It has been 10 years since the last bit of color seeped from a medium-sized oak tree in the middle of Matthewsville, Maine. There was a service with people coming from all over the world. My mother held my hand as we smiled courteously at elderly Chinese women with pinched foreheads, cooing peach-fuzzed Australian babies, and English couples in love. The day I turned 18, my mother made me a cake with enough candles to generate a thick haze in the air above and make the icing soft and runny. I closed my eyes so tight when I made my wish that I thought I saw the color red. Life has gone on as best as it could, I guess. People adapt. They move on. And the children born and raised in a colorless world never knew what they missed. Stories became more and more like fables, and I even started to believe them as such. It wasn't until yesterday that the world decided to play rather another cruel joke on us. At first I thought it was just a power outage, but then the schools started to close. The libraries sealed their doors. There seemed to be no more power anywhere. Not only did we lose color, but we lost the shades of gray. We lost everything. The earth had turned monotone, and so did its inhabitants. Bicycles were brought out from dusty garages. People saved their dimes and quarters for horses on lengthy commutes, and the world seemed to digress from its once technologically dependent shadow. My parents had asked me to help move old Gran and Pop-Pop into a home, so they could have a comfortable last few years together. But how was a home supposed to run without power? Keeping the family together seemed about as important as ever. But a worldwide loss of power? I suspect that it will go on forever. And if this is so, people should be prepared. What is society going to do when we can no longer recharge our defibrillators? The machine that starts people's hearts. The MRIs that can prove cancer before it has eaten you from the inside out. Will this throw our nation into a forced peace with the rest of the world? Or will we end up at war in a year's time? Going overseas by just a boat and a sail? Who could tell who was who while in battle anyway? With all the uniforms being an equal shade of gray? Only the anguish from a soldier's cry to color the battlefield. I found a recorder. I'm using these last few minutes to record what has happened, and hope that someone in the future will find this, will write it down. They'll know what to do. I'm lost. I try, and I want to remember. So if you find this, remember. Remember us. Remember me, and remember a world with color and power, a world where color was power.